Okay, I wanted to make a video. I can't duet the creator's video. It's not letting me for some reason, but I'll tag her in the comments. Loved her video, loved everything about it. No hate, of course. I just watched her video where she's talking about Civil War and how Iron Man was done dirty. And I'm a huge Captain America fan. I've always been Team Captain in that whole situation. And I loved her video because she's highlighting, all the ways that Tony Stark was kind of screwed over, this and that, right? Like his side of the whole fight and the whole movie. And I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna disagree on a lot of stuff, so I like that she was highlighting his side of the fight, and I kind of just wanted to make a video talking about Captain America's side and why I think Captain America was right. Yeah.
You're being uncharacteristically non-hyperverbal.
It's because he's already made up his mind.
Boy, you know me so well.
That's S.H.I.E.L.D., it's not Hydra.
No, but it's run by people with agendas, and agendas change.
That's good. That's why I'm here. When I realized what my weapons were capable of in the wrong hands, I shut it down, stopped manufacturing.
Tony, you chose to do that. If we sign this, we surrender our right to choose. What if this panel sends us somewhere we don't think we should go? What if there's somewhere we need to go and they don't let us? We may not be perfect, but the safest hands are still our own.
If we don't do this now, it's gonna be done to us later. That's the fact.
So I inserted a clip of them talking about the Accords, right? How I want to definitely disagree with Tony Stark's view on it. I get that he's trying to be that middleman, trying to make everyone happy, and trying to control, basically he says put the Avengers in check, right? And I get it. He's just so wrong for that. I'm sorry. So basically Steve tells Tony here that yes, he stopped making the weapons, but he had the choice to stop, right? What everyone is trying to do is take away their choice, the power, literally everything from them. They're trying to take it and tell them what they can and can't do, right? Put them in check, as Tony says. And what happens once the Accords are signed? It becomes a shit show, right? Everyone is against each other. Wanda is a prisoner, she's being watched over. She can't leave. She can't even go outside. Bro, she's trying to go to the grocery store. What do you think is gonna happen? You know what I mean? It's just a shit show. So I just wanted to point out, there is a reason he is the leader. There is a reason he is the first Avenger. There is a reason he can pick up Mew Mew. There is a reason. This is a genuine, wholehearted, good soul person. And before he was a super soldier, he was a human being. And he was worthy as a tiny, scrawny little man. He was chosen. He is Captain America. I'm sorry. Just wanted to touch base on the Accords before we move on to the whole Bucky situation. I think a lot of you need to go back and watch the first Avenger Captain America movie. Such an underrated film. One of the best, in my opinion. Just a quick overview on that. In that movie, obviously, it introduces us pretty much the start of everything, but it introduces us to Bucky, Steve. They're best friends. Bucky is already in the military. Steve doesn't care about anything in this world but getting into the military, but he's tiny. He's just a little tiny man, and he can't pass anything, and he's not healthy enough to get into the military, so he gets rejected a bazillion times. And you know what? He's still trying to get in and lie, and he keeps trying until the scientist finds him, meets him. He's like, you're worthy, you're a good fucking person. You're Captain America, okay? He goes under the fucking experiment, becomes a super soldier. Guys, once he becomes a super soldier, he gets a bunch of hate. He's not front lines fighting in the war. He's literally in marketing, making money for the US. Fast forward, he fucking goes to save a bunch of men and troops, including Bucky. Y'all need to watch that movie. You guys have clearly not seen it. including Bucky, his best friend, goes to a bunker to save all these people, all these men that were captured. Because, and you know what? The US was gonna leave them. They weren't gonna go back and save them. They were goners. They were over until Captain literally didn't have a proper shield. He didn't have a proper suit. Nothing. He went with nothing to save all these men. And he does save them. And that's when he finds Bucky, and he's already underwent an experiment because he's all strapped down and shit, and he has no idea what happened to him. Okay? Watch the movie, please. It's just a lot, guys. Like, they're on a mission. Bucky falls off this giant ice hill. Okay? Captain thinks he's dead. And then Captain gets frozen. The love of his life lived a whole life without him. Okay, he comes back in this Civil War movie. He loses the love of his life. He is at her funeral. She's like 100 years old. And he's there. And it miserable, mind you. And a lot of comments I saw on the original video I'm referring to are like, Captain America told Tony to move on, but he can't move on from Agent Carter. Like, bro, he had to move on. He didn't have a choice. Chat. This video is very long already, but the whole movie becomes a shit show. They're all fighting against each other. Iron Man gets together his team. Captain America gets together his team, and they fight. Black Widow, of course, is on Captain's side because Black Widow is smart. Because she knows what's up. She knows that Steve is doing the right thing. There's a reason she betrays Tony. Come on, open your eyes, guys. There's just so much to talk about. This video's already long, and I barely scratched the surface. Bucky was not himself. He was literally, his mind was being controlled. He was following orders. Unfortunately, again, wrong place, wrong time. Tony Stark's parents are these fucking billionaires, right? Of course, they're gonna be targeted by villains and evil people. He was following orders. He was not in his right mind when he killed Tony's parents. And Captain America, Steve tells him that. And Tony still decided to continue to try to kill an innocent man. I'm gonna say it. He was innocent. Innocent man. And then, guys, we're at the fighting scene, right? He's getting his ass kicked by 2 super soldiers. Obviously, Tony made his decision to go after Bucky. Captain America tries to tell him that that wasn't him. He was being mind controlled. Tony doesn't care. He wants revenge. He's gonna continue to go after the best friend. And it breaks my heart. I'm not against Tony. I don't want to talk shit about Tony Stark. I really don't, because I love him so much. But he's wrong. This whole movie, you can see how wrong he is in every single way. And then people in the comments in the other video were saying, and they were using this shield that Tony Stark gave him that shield. First of all, Captain America does not need that fucking shield. That's still Captain America. He's still gonna fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing to do with anything. They're obviously fighting. There's just so much to touch base on. Like, I'm sorry this video is fucking gonna be 10 minutes long. So, of course, Tony Stark gets absolutely shredded by these 2 super soldiers. Tony Stark made his decision. Captain America was defending his best friend, who was also an innocent man. Mind you, innocent man. A lot of the comments were also saying he was living a peaceful life with his daughter when Captain America convinced him to come back and help with the whole blip situation. No. Tony Stark, which is why I love Tony Stark. Tony Stark made that decision on his own because he knew he was the only one that can bring all those poor people back. And he knew it was the right thing to do. Don't blame Captain America for that shit. That was all Tony Stark. Thank God he did it. His sacrifice meant everything. But that was not Captain America's fault. I'm sorry. That's just the whole overview I wanted to touch base on. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to debate it, let's talk about it in the chat. But yeah, Captain America was right in Civil War. Thank you very much.